Good morning, Shem Stars. In previous video, we have already discussed exchange of gases in chapter 17, breathing and exchange of gases. In today's presentation, we will discuss about transport of oxygen and carbon dioxide in our body. Blood serves to transport the respiratory gases. Oxygen, which is essential for the cells, is transported from alveoli of lungs to the cells. Carbon dioxide, which is waste product in the cells, is transported from cells to lung. About 97% of oxygen is transported by red blood corpuscles in the blood. Hemoglobin is the respiratory pigment in vertebrates. Hemoglobin consists of 4 subunits, each with a cofactor called a heme. Heme group that has an iron atom at its center. Each hemoglobin can carry 4 molecules of oxygen. Hemoglobin must bind oxygen reversibly, loading oxygen in the lungs and unloading it in other parts of the body. RBC contains hemoglobin, which forms oxyhemoglobin with oxygen, an unstable compound. Binding of oxygen with hemoglobin is related to partial pressure of oxygen and carbon dioxide, hydrogen ion concentration, and temperature. A sigmoid curve is obtained when percentage saturation of hemoglobin with oxygen is plotted against the partial oxygen. This curve is called the oxygen dissociation curve. This curve is highly useful in studying the effect of factors like partial pressure of carbon dioxide, hydrogen ion concentration, and temperature on binding of oxygen gas with hemoglobin. In alveoli, where there is a high partial pressure of oxygen gas, low partial pressure of carbon dioxide, lesser hydrogen ion concentration, and lower temperature, the factors are all favorable for the formation of oxyhemoglobin. This clearly indicates that oxygen gas gets bound to hemoglobin in the lung surface and gets dissociated at the tissues. Every 100 ml of oxygenated blood can deliver around 5 milliliter of oxygen gas to the tissues under normal physiological conditions. Now let's understand transport of carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is carried by hemoglobin as carbaminohemoglobin, about 20 to 25%. This binding is related to the partial pressure of carbon dioxide. Partial pressure of oxygen is a major factor which could affect this binding. When partial pressure of carbon dioxide is higher and partial pressure of oxygen is low, as in the tissues, more binding of carbon dioxide occurs, whereas when the partial pressure of carbon dioxide is low and the partial pressure of oxygen is high, as in the alveoli, dissociation of carbon dioxide from carbaminohemoglobin takes place. RBCs contain a very high concentration of the enzyme carbonic anhydrase, and minute quantities of the same is present in the plasma. At the tissue site, where partial pressure of carbon dioxide is high due to catabolism, carbon dioxide diffuses into blood and forms bicarbonate ion and hydrogen ion. At the alveolar site, where partial pressure of carbon dioxide is low, the reaction proceeds in the opposite direction, leading to the formation of carbon dioxide and water. Thus, carbon dioxide trapped as bicarbonate at the tissue level and transported to the alveoli is released out as carbon dioxide. So children, this is transport of gases, oxygen and carbon dioxide from lungs to tissues and tissues to lungs. This is all about transport of gases. I hope you must have understood. In the next presentation, we will talk about regulation of respiration and disorders of respiratory system. Thank you, Shem Stars. That's all for today. You can drop your queries on Google Classroom. Take care.